everybody. Thanks for joining today's demo day. This is Madhu Gupta, Head of Sales and Marketing at EthAum. EthAum is a deep tech revenue accelerator based in Singapore. We are fortunate enough to have 70 plus startups in our portfolio and to receive support from the likes of Enterprise Singapore, Cyberport Hong Kong, Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, Rackspace, Ripe, and many more. Today, we will present 12 deep tech startups that were onboarded for the Plugin USASEAN January 2022 cohort. Plugin USASEAN is a zero BS revenue accelerator program with a sole focus on attracting enterprise pilots. During the program, EthAum and its startups worked really hard to fine-tune the GTM, acquire customers, strengthen the pipeline, and grow the MRR. Presenting startups are from various geographies such as UK, Hong Kong, Israel, USA, Singapore, and sectors such as BFSI, advanced manufacturing, supply chain, sustainability, data and privacy, HR tech, etc. I think it would be unfair if I don't mention a few interesting facts about the current batch. A few startups had to decline potential investor because their seed or pre-series A rounds got oversubscribed. Almost all the startups are started by the founders with successful exits or decades of domain expertise. A few startups have annual revenue in millions of dollars and growing 3x to 5x year over year. And the most interesting fact is customers are in love with the solutions that they are turning into investors. Today's presentations are not very exhaustive. You will see the pre-recorded video pitches for 4 minutes and ask 1 or 2 questions. Please schedule deep dive if you want to explore mentoring or funding the startups or want to start pilots with them. We also have a pretty fantastic and diverse jury with a strong investment background. The jury is going to score startups on various aspects and share their feedback at end of the event. I'm sure they'll have a pretty difficult time scoring these highly curated startups. Hope you enjoy the event and connect with the startups to explore synergies. Now, I'll request Pankaj to take the event forward. Thank you.
Thanks to Madhu for such a high energy welcome. I envy her energy, but that's how it is. Now I would request our esteemed jury to do a brief introduction of 30 seconds each. I see Aditya on the screen, so I'll start with Aditya. Aditya, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Hey, I'm Aditya. I run Elevate.vc. We look at very early stage deep tech companies, typically pre-revenue or just starting to generate revenues. We invest around the world, primarily though in Singapore.
Thanks, Aditya. Really appreciate your time today. Jui, could you please go ahead?
Hi, everyone. This is Jui. I have more than 11 years of experience in India and Southeast Asia. I was part of a venture builder which built 5 fintech ventures, including Tonic Bank, which is the first digital bank in the Philippines. And now I'm part of the strategic development, where I mainly focus on M&A and partnerships. I was also part of Insignia Venture Partners Accelerator. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Jui. Really appreciate your time. Jack?
Hi, everyone. Very nice to meet you all. I'm Zach Lowe. I work with quite a few different investment firms to support early stage companies to raise investment. Today, I'm joining as a VC scout for a firm called Fundin, who scouts actively for over 400 different VCs globally, and looking forward to hearing all the pitches today.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot. Monica?
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica. I'm CEO and founder of OpenHack Australia. And we're focusing on hunting down the next unicorn startups, and we're helping different companies, including startups, to scale globally. So we're doing innovation management, organizing hackathons, and also startup competitions. So I'm looking forward to this pitch session.
Thanks a lot, Monica. Juan?
Hello, I'm Juan from Spain. I have more than maybe like 15 years in the startup ecosystem of Spain and Europe as an advisor and mentor also. And I am responsible of the European Startup Universe program in Spain.
Juan, Mandeep, please unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mandeep Singh, and I have been a startup investor since 2016. So after hanging my corporate boots after 30 years, I am now a full-time investor, mentor, and M&A advisor for startups. So very happy to be here.
Thanks a lot, Mandeep. Jane?
Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm very excited to be here. So I worked as a product development in both Silicon Valley and Vietnam for 5 years, and I have briefly 2 years in business development. And today I'm joining the demo day as Earth VC Investment Associate. We're looking to invest in startups globally that make positive impact in climate change.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jane. Who else I am missing over here? Now, Paul, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, how's everyone doing? Thank you for having me. I'm a VC and I work in emerging technologies. I also run a global engineering and innovation firm where we help companies scale and introduce their products into new markets and industries across the globe. I have about 22 years of experience in multiple industries and sectors, from the military to Fortune 500 companies, and of course now to working with VCs. So we help companies scale in terms of securing investment or syndicating rounds, and getting in front of the right people in the right markets. So I will drop my contact information in the chat for everyone.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Really appreciate your time. Is there any other jury member that I missed?
Hi, my name is Adriana.
Hi, Adriana.
So I'm based in Barcelona. Here we focus in Master Ventures. We are 3 partners, and we look into, like, you know, helping into talent and pre-seed investments, and mainly in impact companies. And also my background is like in deep tech. So I also will drop my contact in order anybody want to reach me. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Adriana. Abhishek from CSVP Fund.
Hi everyone, just getting my video on. Based in India, investing in enterprise SaaS opportunities, primarily, you know, pre-Series A and Series A rounds. And prior to this, I was with a corporate VC at Reliance Industries, and looking forward to collaborating with everyone here. Thank you.
Fantastic. Really appreciate your time, Abhishek.
Yep.
Okay, again, thanks to the jury for being part of the event. And I'm sure that it is going to be extremely difficult for you to score startups after hearing their pitch and 2 minutes of Q&A. And I'm sure that you will have to do a deep dive with them later on. But let's start with our first presentation, PowerArena, first startup PowerArena from Hong Kong. It's an advanced manufacturing startup started by ex-Google and Stanford, and they are being trusted by Fortune 500 organizations and also Fortune 10 organization. And here we go with the presentation.
Hi, I'm Ken, CEO of PowerArena. We are a deep learning video analytics platform for manufacturing operations. So you may think this is how mobile phones are created, is all machines are totally automated. Well, in reality, it is still a very labor-intensive process. More than 70% of the operations are still done by human, and it is a huge challenge in managing these operations. That's why our customers are working with us, including a few Fortune 500 companies, And Wistron and Jabil, they're the global top 5 in contract electronic manufacturing. So to use PowerArena, you just use typical CCTV camera, connect to the systems, train up the AI, and you can see results in real time. So we really understand manufacturing operations, where people are picking things up, putting things down, and the time that it takes. And there are many different ways that the data can be used. But let me focus on an application called line balancing. So manufacturing line is organized one by one, but that means if one operation is slow, it slows down the whole line of 40 or 80 people. So here we want to understand why the operation in the middle is taking so much time. So we can click on it, and the AI highlight the problematic cases. So here there are people on the bottom right doing maintenance work, and that's causing the delay. And by solving problems like this, that's how manufacturers can get better. So this is a case study that a manufacturer used PowerArena for only 4 weeks, but they already improved their productivity by 5%. For every $1 that they put in, they got $4 back. There's a secret sauce of what we do. So there's something called the MLOps. Basically, the world changed, the assembly line changed, and you need to change the AI accordingly to make it fresh. That means running this process. And it is a very expensive process, and it takes a long time to run. So we have a patented technology. It's called a build your own AI. So basically, we speed up the process 8 times, and it can be done by a non-data scientist, and it's going to be 20 times more cost effective. So again, build your own AI that we support lean manufacturing process, and also what I have just shown you can be done and also must be done sometimes on premise. So everything can be run inside your factory to keep the data safe. And let's look at the market. So there are 32 million workers in electronic and automotive. Together, it is a $19 billion market. And most of our customers are coming from our partners. And for the business model, they can either purchase our server, followed by yearly maintenance, or they can just subscribe to our software licenses. So again, I'm Ken, got my master's degree in computer science from Stanford, and I was an early Google engineer. And in Google, I met Howman. He was on the sales side, and he opening up a lot of Google sales offices in Asia. And Han is our CTO, and he was, for the past 20 years, he was building a lot of large-scale computer systems. So it is a blue motion market waiting for disruptions. We have strong customer space, and we are experienced team, and this is our second company. Come and join us for this exciting opportunity.
We have Ken on the call to answer all the difficult questions that you may have. Judy, please go ahead.
I'll jump in. So could you speak a bit more about some of the traction? You mentioned some customers there that you have been able to sort of secure through your partners. Can you speak a bit more about how those projects have gone?
Yeah, so we have, so we focus on electronic and automotive. For electronic, there is a global top 5, 2 of them are in our customers. One of the successful case is Jabil. So they are number 3. Number 1 is Foxconn, right? So they are number 3. And so now we expanded our services from starting from China to Malaysia, and now in Vietnam and Mexico.
Great, thank you.
Aditya, please go ahead.
Sure. Hey Ken, it's Aditya. A quick question for you. There's appeared to be, sorry, Pankaj, did you ask me or someone else?
Yeah, I was referring to you, please.
Okay, good. So Ken, there seem to be a few other companies which use image sensing technologies. A couple for manufacturing as well. How do you differentiate yourself with your technology from everyone else?
Yeah, so first of all, there are 4 M in manufacturing: man, machine, material, and process. So a lot of the attempt so far is focusing on machines and also on the material. looking at the products and understanding the status of the machines. So what we're working on is kind of like a relatively empty space of man and operations.
Nice, thank you.
Okay. Jui, yeah, you wanna ask a question?
Yeah, thanks, Ken, for the presentation. Do the customers, like stop subscribing, or they're, what is the churn rate is what I'm trying to ask.
For the big customers, we are expanding. So there's negative churn, there's no churn. For the mediums company, we do see some churn. I think the products right now is more cater for the big company in the sense that we need other IT infrastructures to run the whole thing. So it's more towards the bigger company now.
So the churn is for the smaller SMEs, not the enterprise, is it?
Yeah, not the enterprise, and so now we actually we adjust our focus on the big company now, not the enterprise company.
And what percentage is SMEs?
I think it's about 30% in our revenue.
Okay, thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ken, and thanks to jury members for the questions. If you have more questions, please feel free to put your questions in the chat so that Ken can answer those questions there. And obviously, it is highly recommended to schedule one-on-one to go deep into the solution. But the next is Asiabots, again from Hong Kong. It's a startup which is serving to some major giant BFSI clients in Hong Kong and in the region. And this is one company where customer was so much in love with the solution that they also invested in the company. So here we go.
My name is Chris. I'm a founder of Asiabots. What is the problem that Asiabots is solving? Everyone knows that. Nowadays, it is getting harder and harder to employ staff to handle customer inquiries. The cost is high, and it is hard to maintain good quality, while most of the time, the inquiry questions are about the same. So why not using robots to handle them? At the same time, the demand of customer service is increasing, especially after COVID. The market size is huge already, and it is even going bigger and bigger in each year. In addition, I find there's a blue sea over there where most of the in-house contact center now starting to consider to use AI to handle inquiries where they have never thought this before. Our team is from Hong Kong and Taiwan. We have a strong background in R&D, especially in conversational AI related areas. We own most of the critical technology, such as NLP, ASR, and TDS. It is important in our services to facilitate our continuous growth and to reduce the risks in the future. So what is our product? Our solution or product is an omni-channel AI customer services that covering all the contact channels, including voice, mobile, and on-site. It is critical to cover all channels. As for all the bigger corporations, they do not hope that they are using different providers for each channel and the data is not centralized. Very generally speaking, we have VoiceBot, which could be handled all the kinds of outbound call and inbound call in telephone. We have AI chatbot for mobile and desktop inquiry, and we have AI ambassador for handling on-site customer services. As we start from Hong Kong, we have the language model supporting Chinese, English, Cantonese, Taiwanese style Chinese. But not only this, to support our expansion, we have developed more than 12 common languages for more Asian countries, and we'll have more language leaders to support our growth in the future. The solution we provide is a tool and a one-stop AI service to handle all the customer service in one place. So for our clients, they can get all the data and control everything by one system. Asiabots has already deployed its solution to government, bank and insurance, hospital, contact center, property, and so on. Our service is proven as it is already used by many large MNCs, companies, and governments in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan. The beauty of this business is an utility services, where the stickiness is very high, we got concurrent income, and could be expanded fast and got economy of scale due to its software nature. Asiabots is looking for funding in this round to speed up its expansion in Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and more countries. Also, to speed up its SaaS product marketing and sales activities. Targeting to be listed in the coming years, we welcome you and other investors to contact us anytime when you are interested to know more about this company. We are Asiabots, an AI company working on customer service automations. Thanks for your time.
Okay, we have Isaac on the call from Asiabots to answer the questions. Questions for Asiabots?
I have a question.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the current market size that you already covered number-wise?
Isaac, you need to unmute yourself.
Thanks for questions. Sorry, I just like breaking a little bit. So you're saying like how many customers we have like so far? Are you saying that?
Yes,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Now we have like over 30 customers like, which is using our AI ambassador, and we have like over 10 to 15 customers using our voice bot right now. And some of our customer governments like big giants insurance company, and we have like a hospital as well.
So if you would combine all the users, what's the user base? How many?
You know, for because like we are pretty much like a B2B services. If like if you're saying like, you know, how many per customer, that would be over like I think like over like 1,000. Oh, it's over like 50. It's around like 50 customers right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Any other question for Asiabots?
So the sort of the journey of a customer with you, would it mean that they would need to invest into multiple hardware-based tech to really unlock this type of technology, or could they start with something smaller and sort of scale up as they go along?
Yeah, of course, like they can come up with like very small projects right now. The thing is like the beauty of this one is that like we not only building like, you know, the whole journey, we can have like put it parts by parts. They can start with like a small chatbots, right? First, and if they like it, they can just expand it to the voice on their phone. And then after that, if like they have like, you know, the on-site service they needed, they can put our chatbots or like our ambassador on their site as well. So it could be like, you know, build up from the small and then like, you know, get it up to very big.
So essentially it can remain as a software solution, not hardware.
Yes, our service is like based on software. We do provide like the hardware if they need it, and we can integrate it into the existing system as well.
Thanks a lot, Isaac, for answering all the questions. Next is Velotix, an Israeli startup started by entrepreneurs who had 3 exits collectively, and they are solving data-related challenges for the BFSI sector. And here we go.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Oriel, and I'm the Chief Business Development Officer and co-founder of Velotix, and we are solving the financial sector's data governance challenges. The total amount of data created, captured, copied, and consumed globally is increasing rapidly and reached 64.2 zettabytes in 2021. Over the next 4 years, up to 2025, global data creation is projected to grow to more than 180 zettabytes. The growth was higher than previously expected, caused by the increased demand due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as more people worked and learned from home. We are observing an increase in both the amount of data accumulated and also in fines and penalties. Failure to comply with regulation puts enterprises in a vulnerable position, both in reputation and financial consequences. On average, there are more than 10 regulatory bodies in each country with more than 200 updates to regulations every day. but 95% of the compliance processes are done manually. Failure to protect the data leads to significant financial and reputational losses, and entities must find a way to keep internal policies up to date with those enforced on them by regulators. As you can see, financial institutions are paying hundreds of millions of dollars in fines due to data misuse and access breaches. Velotix offers an advanced policy-based access control engine that helps enterprises access and navigate the data lakes and warehouses in a compliant and secure way. We developed an AI-powered platform designed for managing and accessing large and complex data sets. Our patented technology efficiently enables managing the usability, integrity, and security of the data in enterprise systems based on internal data standards and policies that also control data usage. We entered the market with a significant edge over our competitors, who have been unable to provide a comprehensive solution. Velotix allows the system to build a set of internal and external rules automatically while staying sensitive to changes. Unlike competitors who focus on a narrow process of controlling the information in the system, Velotix monitors and examines the information from the moment it is created through its path in the organization and makes it accessible to the various employees while maintaining the rules for using the information. Competing companies do not provide a complete holistic solution and do not perform automatic rule modeling and/or sensitivity to change. As for our value proposition, we bring data democratization by providing an efficient way to authorize data access to multiple data lakes and warehouses. Thanks to Velotix, employees will have a self-service data access experience with real-time authorization to data while complying with the organization's policy. And finally, Velotix will build and enforce the organization's policy catalog. We are going to the market with a B2B annual subscription fee model. The system is suitable for any organization dealing with large data sets and for use in the cloud or in local systems or in an integrated hybrid structure. Our go-to-market strategy is twofold: direct sales and partner with cloud providers. The system supports multiple clouds, and we are currently in the process of developing business partnerships with leading companies in our industry. Our team's expertise and accomplishments speak for themselves. Our co-founders have a combined 3 exits, and our core team has a combined experience of 15 years in the financial and compliance industry. Our leaders are guided and mentored by some of the top professionals in their field in compliance, data, finance, and raising capital. Established in 2020, our team has grown to more than 20 people, and we have already closed 2 fundraising rounds totaling $7 million. Our team has secured a collaboration with our design partners at Deutsche Bank, who have committed to production by Q4. In addition, we are part of a few well-known accelerators, EthAum's being one of them, which have been instrumental in connecting us with future potential customers. I'd be more than happy to connect and answer any question you might have. Thank you very much.
And we have Uriel on the call. Questions, please.
Sure, I have a question. Uriel, it's Aditya from Elevate. The question is, you've talked about differentiating yourselves from your competitors. How many customers do you currently have? Who are they? And what, compared to your competitors, or how much have your competitors fundraised, and what's their traction in the market today as well?
Sure. So to answer the first part of the question, so yes, we are currently engaging and focusing on the financial institutions such as banks and insurance companies, working with them to define use cases to start POCs. We are a pre-revenue company yet with Deutsche Bank in Germany as a very strong design partner from the very early days. We started already processes to go into production, hopefully by the end of the year. We have very strong discussions and advanced discussions with 2 US banks and as well Canadian banks, and some traction in Europe as well. And so we are trying to go towards that direction. In terms of the competitors, you have a couple of them who are still very early stage as well, with a few millions of dollars raised funds, and you have the bigger ones who are older companies as well, and they have a lot of customers in those sectors as well. Sometimes also in the health sector, telecom sector, which we will target as well when time will come. And our competitive edge towards these companies is really related to the features that we offer, the technology that we use. We have a very, we have a patent on the symbolic AI technology that we use to make sure that we can provide the full data access control.
Awesome. Thanks, Uriel. Appreciate it.
Monica, I think you have a question.
I have a question. I have good in here, but I was wondering, how do you select which industries, which markets to enter first? Like in this case, as I understand, you're mainly in the banking industry, and telecom is way later. So how do you choose that? What's the strategy there?
Sure. So first of all, if you missed part of the pitch, I'm happy to connect again and show you the full pitch. Definitely. And how we chose that. So basically, we know from market research that the banking industry, financial sector industry is today's most highly regulated sector. And afterwards, you have the healthcare industry, the telecommunication industry as well. And we know that since we want to make sure that anyone within the company accesses the data only when he's allowed to, and also for the reasons that he's allowed to, we make sure, and since those industries are highly regulated with regulations being updated constantly and changed, and data just keeps on growing in these highly regulated industries, this is why we targeted this industry. Another reason is because we got the attention of Deutsche Bank very early on, and we have a very strong advisory board coming from the financial industry as well. So these are two of the reasons.
Thanks a lot, Uriel.
Thank you.
Again, if you have more questions for Uriel, please feel free to use chat section. Next is Faradai from UK, which is an energy management and sustainability platform. The interesting thing about Faradai is that the customers of Faradai are taking the solution to the global facilities and customers, so that they have a very strong customer ambassador going on. Here we go.
So Faradai help organizations to gather and obtain clarity from their carbon emissions data. And we support a wide range of users, from C-levels reporting to investors, to sustainability teams responsible for a portfolio of buildings, to facilities operators responsible for a single building and equipment within it. And we know that many of these organizations are struggling, and they're struggling collecting data manually. They're sending information backwards and forwards with emails and making calculations in spreadsheets. This is time consuming and it's prone to inaccuracy. And with many different systems and devices, data can quite easily become lost or siloed. And if you are extracting this information, then the volume can quite quickly become overwhelming. And this is where Faradai come in. We help you improve the efficiency in data capture. We support you to visualize this information securely on our cloud platform, accessible from anywhere, and conduct detailed analysis so that you truly understand this information. And we couple this with actionable insights so that you know where to focus your efforts. Our products come in three core areas: Faradai Sustain, which is our carbon accounting and target setting and tracking platform; Faradai Energy, which is about exactly how much energy you're using, when and where, so you can make savings and procure better value energy; and Faradai Grid, which helps organizations to manage and optimize their power generation and EV charging equipment. All of our platforms help our clients to lower their carbon emissions, reduce energy by up to 12%, and reduce their energy bills and significantly increase operational efficiency. We have received a number of accolades over the years, and the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella announced us as one of the most impactful AI and IoT startups in smart energy. We are headquartered in the UK today, and we operate in 15 different countries, collecting data from 12,000 different facilities, many clients, with many of them global brands. We are absolute experts in integration, so we can collect from any device, any system, anywhere. And we can do this because we've built an extensive library of predefined plug-in adapters. So we've probably already integrated with the systems on our potential client sites. We then support our clients to visualize this information on a highly customizable dashboard to provide a tailored experience to each of the users and allow them to monitor equipment and emissions in real time. We then conduct detailed analysis, pulling in external factors like weather or occupancy to normalize. We then use AI algorithms to make comparisons and spot anomalies. Actionable insights show where to focus your efforts, and target setting and task management modules give transparency and traceability. We work across a broad range of sectors, helping operational efficiency, improving accuracy, and identifying areas for improvement so clients can reach their goals more quickly. We commercialized the business in 2017 and last year had revenues of $1.1 million. We're now expanding globally with offices in Singapore and Spain opening soon. We have a strong pipeline and have just closed our pre-series A round of $2 million with a valuation of 12 million. We're now looking to develop our partner network and get introductions to enterprise customers and start discussions for our Series A in 12 months' time, where we'll raise $10 million. Having spent time at Siemens, IBM and Bosch, our founders knew there must be a better way to extract data and analyze it for positive change. Faradai is that better way.
Okay, Faraday is the better way. We have Shaheen on the call to answer questions. Jane, please go ahead. This is your area.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Jane from BC, and I have two questions. The first one is that, do you need a technician to be on site for your customer, or your customer can install the tracker by themselves? And the second one is, how many electrical signature or patterns do you already have?
Yeah, thanks. If the project requires IoT deployments, there is a need for technician, field installer, but we don't do it ourselves. We have a network of system integrator partners. They perform all the installations, commissioning, and post-maintenance. Secondly, your second question, we have right now handling millions of real-time sensor data, which is, as you mentioned, like data point, as we call it, or let's say tag. It can be current, voltage, temperature, humidity, or energy generation, kilowatt hour. So we have like a very wide range of data collecting from different customer base.
Yeah, thank you for that. I was actually asking about the electrical patterns, not the data point.
Yeah, like phase currents, phase voltages, or reactive energy or active energy. You mean these kind of parameters, right?
To categorize the type of device.
Equipment and device based. Right now, we have more than 400 different systems, equipments, critical power infrastructure, or API web service based integrations. We are continuously developing on top of it. We have a really strong integration capability, adapting all the API ready solutions like Siemens, Schneider, Honeywell, Johnson Controls. We are adapting also their database. So I would say we are pretty good at integration and getting data in two-way.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Jen. Let's take the next question from Jack.
Just a quick one on, you mentioned integration then in the presentation. It seems as though a lot of existing infrastructure can be used with the software. So would there be an expectation for a customer to have any sort of hardware installation, or is the expectation sort of from the get-go that it will be software focused?
we have a couple of softwares in the IoT-based software. Yes, there is a need for gateway and also IoT meter sensor integrations. If the customer has existing systems, we just tap into it and start collecting data, which really speeds up all the analytics and value process. If the customer requires just the sustainability net zero management platform, it is IoT free without any hardware installation, any IoT device. We just activate the software. We can integrate to their ERP system, CRM, or their SAP, SCADA systems without any hardware touch.
Okay, thanks a lot, Shaheen. The next presentation is from Simplr. Simplr is a supply chain startup from Singapore, which has been exploding since 2021. And now they are growing really well outside ASEAN as well. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Ramas. I'm a serial entrepreneur and I co-founded Simplr Solutions. Using our intuitive mobility solutions, we make supply chain simple. Distribution-intensive industries like FMCG, consumer pharma gets orders from different channels, digital, physical channels, and the orders are stored in different systems. So the order fulfillment is very complex. They have a huge distribution network which could be 5 to 10 levels depending on the geography. They need real-time granular data to optimize the whole supply chain. They have a large field force. If it is not automated, it has a low productivity, lot of human errors, which means there will be a lot of out of stock situations in outlets, which results in a missed sales.
Hi, I'm Ramanand, co-founder and CEO of Simplr Solution, having 25 years of experience in providing mobility solutions to enterprises. Our offerings: our distribution management solution consists of multi-channel order management and execution, field force enablement for pre-sales, van sales, merchandising, vending machines. Distributor management system integrates the entire distribution network into a single tight-knit efficient unit. Our warehouse management system helps to automate all warehouse operations and last mile delivery. Unique differentiators: easy to use native mobile applications. Future is enhanced by our 20 plus years of domain expertise. AI and machine learning technologies for functionalities like voice ordering system, smart basket, route planning, planogram checking, etc. We infuse augmented reality and virtual reality into our applications for features like virtual warehousing, modification of existing UI or functionalities, or adding new UI or functions can be achieved by configuration.
Hi, my name is Robin Chow, Head of Sales in Simplr. Simplr has been doing business in Southeast Asia region. We are also a pre-approved vendor working with Singapore government to assist local SME in digital transformation. Our go-to-market approach has been two-pronged: direct, indirect, partnering with software and hardware solution provider. Recently, we have been entrusted with 2 enterprise projects that will propel our deployment footprint to North Asia, Middle East, Europe, North America sites in the next 6 months. These are some of our happy customers that we are serving in the region.
We got our direct sales in Q4 2020. We got a very good traction in 2021 where our MRR grew by 100% compared to 2020. We also got enterprise customers where we could expand our footprint outside Southeast Asia. 2022 has got a good start. In Q1, we are almost close to 50% of our 2021 revenue with the current order book of 800K and a strong pipeline of 1.5 million plus. We are on track to achieve the projected target of 2022. We are looking at an investment of 1.5 million where 400K is to go on product development. We want to enhance the analytics, AI and ML capability, and 300K to strengthen our consulting and customer success team, and 800K for market expansion to set the base for an exponential growth in the coming years?
Okay, that is Simplr. We have Ramas on the call to answer questions. Yeah, Joey, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Okay, how difficult it is for warehouse management companies who are into e-commerce, how difficult it is for them to get into FMCG and pharma. And the next question is, who would you consider as your competitors?
Okay, so you were talking about companies using having a WMS system to get into FMCG?
Yeah.
Actually, for some reason, see, the WMS is quite, of course, there are a lot of fulfillment, logistics kind of thing. When it comes to distribution management system, there is a bit of complexity where it is not only within the organization, it has to go across the distribution network, where you need to get all the thing, and you should have something in architecture that way. And also there is a sales enablement comes in. So it's quite a different ball game actually. So we have seen very few companies. In fact, warehouse automation is part of our whole distribution management suite actually. It comes as one piece actually. And from a competition, we have companies like Accenture. They have this news page, and what we have seen is there is no one competitor across the globe. It is very regionally fragmented actually. Each country you may have some local players actually.
Thank you, Ramas. Next question, please. Yep, Jack, I see your hand.
So if I understand that response correctly, does that mean that your defensibility at this stage is more about first to market as opposed to being very different to what is currently out there?
I think, I wouldn't say we are the first to market. There are companies there, but what we have is, one is the coverage in terms of we cover all the parts in distribution management actually, because it's somebody may be having sales automation, some people may have a distributor management in web, but we kind of cover the whole thing. And our differentiation comes in, we are mobile enabled rather than web enabled in the first part. So we kind of start from a native mobility. And I think our flexibility comes in, we are very agile because we have a technology where with no code you can make changes, and that is required with mobility actually. So that kind of makes thing more agile actually.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ramas. Again, jury members, please feel free to ask questions in the chat, and don't forget to score startups using the Google form that you have. Next is Pico, a Hong Kong incorporated startup using conversational AI to figure out the emotional state of the people. And they have been started by an experienced VC, and now they are part of Techstars London as well. Here we go.
Spico is a speech-powered triage tool that allows customer service to provide tailored responses while cutting costs with our emotion recognition technology. We all know that customer support is painful for everyone. When contacting a call center, customers prepare for a long and frustrating experience. The current process of calling customer centers typically involves selecting from an automated menu and waiting on hold, listening to elevator music until you finally reach an agent. You then explain your problem, hoping that your issue is resolved there and then, and that you won't need to be transferred to another agent, as this would involve going through the whole process yet again. Current practices are inefficient and inconvenient for customers, especially in a world where consumers want instant resolutions and as little interaction with customer support teams as possible. This is a major issue for any business. Poor customer service can seriously damage your brand, cause your customers to flee, and demoralize your support staff. Moreover, 91% of dissatisfied customers won't do business with you again, and 60% of customers will consider switching to a competitor following just one bad customer experience. A customer-centric approach is key to the growth of any mature business, as retaining customers is 5 times cheaper than acquiring new ones. Businesses are trying to make improvements, with a 300% year-over-year growth in investments in omni-channel solutions, but the problem persists. Customer satisfaction continues to decrease as a result of poor customer experiences. Spico is resolving these issues through our state-of-the-art artificial intelligence technology. Spico is using proprietary speech analysis and emotion recognition technology, which not only analyzes what the person says, but more importantly how they say it. We analyze over 70 speech and linguistic features, and generate deep insights into urgency, satisfaction and demographics. This allows for a seamless customer support experience, where customers simply leave a voice message, which is analyzed by our technology, a report is then sent to an agent, and the problem is resolved by an empathetic agent from the correct department in a timely manner. Our technology allows for frictionless integration, and provides business with real-time reporting. Our approach is customer-friendly, while also saving time and resources for businesses, as queries are directed to the correct channel. We offset the volume of incoming calls, freeing up agents from endless hours of calls on demand. Through emotion recognition, we enable the prioritization of customers requiring urgent attention, ensuring a timely response to prevent churn. Speako is addressing the increasing number of customer interactions by providing a new innovative contact channel, which reroutes customers in the most efficient way. And we all know that happy customers make loyal customers. In fact, 93% of customers make repeat purchases with companies who offer an excellent customer experience. Current micro trends are showing that voice-enabled device interactions are becoming a part of consumers' day-to-day routine. This is most prominent for those in the 25 to 49 age range, where 65% of people speak to their voice-enabled devices at least once per day. It has also been reported that 7 billion voice messages are sent on WhatsApp daily. Now is the time for businesses to take advantage of this trend, and utilize it to improve customer experience and satisfaction. Speako is a revenue-generating company, which has recently joined the Techstars London Accelerator. We are taking advantage of the amazing network of founders, mentors, and investors that are now readily available to us. Speako's team has experience in venture capital, private equity, legal, customer support, operations and artificial intelligence. We are supported by angel investors from Forever 21, Meta, Jefferies, and Cognita. We received investment from Techstars London, and grants by Infinity Blockchain Foundation, and Cyberport Hong Kong. Thank you for your attention and feel free to contact us. We are Speako.
Okay, we have Petra dialing from London to answer your questions. Petra, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, Monica, please go ahead.
Yes, can you specify actually how the practical experience look like? What are you actually solving from the user experience point of view, apart from automation and
Yeah,
what's the solution?
That's a great question. I'm sorry it didn't come through like in the video. So it's actually rather a triage tool, which basically takes insights on the urgency and satisfaction of the individual customer and basically links them with the appropriate agent as soon as possible. So you don't have to go through the whole process, which would normally be that you are calling in, you're waiting, you're choosing from a menu.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Petra. Adriana?
Yeah, I think I got the end of the answer a little frozen, but like if I understand it right, you're recording the message first. So you call, give a recording or send a voice note, and based on that, you know the attendant will call you back. Is that the entry point?
That's exactly true. So you can leave a message directly through a mobile app or a website, or you can actually call into a call center and leave a message, and basically you're redirected automatically. So if you imagine, for example, like SaaS products, so you would be charged for something which you canceled. So that's potentially a confrontational situation. No one really wants to call there. You can record yourself like, hello, like I canceled my subscription in January. You are still charging me. Could you please fund me? So you actually direct something from a call center, which is most expensive, to an email confirmation to be refunded. So which is optimized in an omni-channel.
Okay, but like, what is the differentiator? A lot of people were doing that during COVID. Like, COVID was like, train a lot of voice and everyone was using that.
I think the network is not so great on Petra's side. I think it'll be better if we take questions on chat. And I see a couple of hands. Jen, Jack, please feel free to take questions on chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about the internet.
Yes, apologies. The network is not so great. But yeah, the next presentation is Fcp Network. It is a Hong Kong-based startup, which is helping data owners monetizing the data without breaking.
Hi, I'm Bill.
Hi, I'm Jens.
Hi, I'm Amrit.
We're IPSATI Network. We help data owners and operators monetize their data without breaching privacy. Many companies want to work together to generate more business opportunities, but don't really want to share the customer information. This can be because of business reasons to protect the client data, trade secrets, of regulatory limitations such as GDPR, CCPA, or PDPA.
Let's say two companies are looking to partner with each other to do crossover marketing. Company A's customer list is to the left, and Company B's customer list is to the right. A virtual clean room is now created by IPSATI Network, where both companies can deposit their respective customer lists in encrypted form. Using the virtual clean room, the companies can now quickly find out whether there are any synergies by generating a report showing how many % common customers there are. As the companies roll out the joint marketing program, they can use the same report function in IPSATI Network to measure the effectiveness of their marketing campaign. This is done by reporting the incremental increase of new customers from the crossover marketing program. One of our partners is a flavor research company in Europe that sells their services to global beverage companies and ice cream producers. Through this, the flavor research company has built up an email database of customers with specific taste preferences. Now, the flavor research company wants to offer smaller food manufacturers the possibility to purchase targeting marketing to these potential customers with specific tastes without disclosing who they are, and at the same time get paid based on the success of the marketing. Our virtual clean room allows them to create a report covering common customers and any new customers without sharing customer data or the respective customer lists. Using the IPSATI virtual clean room, the flavor research company can measure the effectiveness of the marketing campaign and get paid based on the actual incremental customer increase among their new B2B customers. This can be done without sharing customer data, which is arguably the most valuable and sensitive asset of the flavor research company.
We have started to build some strategic partnerships. We have MOUs in place with these companies. Our management team has combined over 70 years of experience in technology, management consulting, and running our own business.
IPSATI Network's B2B solution allows multiple companies to work with each other's data without actually sharing the underlying data. We act as a neutral third party, enabling multiple companies to deposit encrypted sensitive information and generate business reports using the encrypted data without first decrypting it. None of the companies, including IPSATI Network, can see any of the sensitive information from the other companies. So essentially, we're doing data analytics with encrypted data.
Are you a company that want to co-brand to find new channels of business? Then you need our solution. We're offering the first 50 companies to sign up a free trial to our beta version, and for the 40 after that to join our pilot program with a money-back guarantee. Contact us now.
We have the team to answer the questions. And while you are preparing your questions, I'm also launching a poll on the screen. Please respond to that. If you want to connect with any startup, please click on their name. Questions for Fcp. I don't see any hands. Okay, let's wait for probably a few more seconds. Aditya?
I think Aditya has a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey guys, what is in your opinion, what's the TAM for the IPSATI solution?
Sorry, what's the what?
TAM.
What's the TAM? How big is the market?
We are sort of we fit in best with the data masking market, although we're a little different. So from the research we do, it's I think it's about 300 million, growing to 300 million in like 2 years. But I think it's a I think with the whole regulatory changes being around the world with data privacy, this type of solution is going to be more and more important for bigger companies to look at, I think.
Thanks, Bill. Adriana?
Yeah, I had a similar question, but basically it's like I see it implemented in cases of like early M&As or early join approaches into the market. But I cannot relate like how you guys charge for the service. Is like by monthly, is like by amount of data. I didn't saw like how you're offering the product and the market fit, like who pays for the data, the person that is buying the company, or like asking for that, or like how you juggle around like this side of product market fit.
Yeah, so we are currently well, the product has gone beta a couple of months ago, so we're looking to sign up as many beta customers as possible. So currently we're offering the beta customer a free experience, but we're looking at a SaaS model, so a subscription-based model where each administrator is being charged on a per month basis. We're also tossing around the idea of based on the amount of matched data. As far as I think business use case is concerned, we have pretty interesting use case also that we can share with you, other than I think M&A that you brought up. If we can take that offline, I think resource coming up next. Thank you for the question, though.
Thanks a lot, Bill. And again, we can take questions in chat. Next is Resor, an HR tech startup from UK, which is partnering with some interesting giants to expand quickly and efficiently. And here we go.
Hello, let me introduce you to Resor, the first fully conversational performance management and employee engagement system in the world. But before I tell you about our innovation, let me tell you the problem that we are solving here. Traditional performance reviews are not only ineffective, but also extremely expensive. We estimate that it costs the US organization $500,000 just to conduct the process. At the same time, disengagement is a huge problem, most recently manifesting as the Great Resignation. Now, this disengagement costs the economy billions, and an overwhelming number of employees feel that their line manager is ineffective. When we work, we save information in different platforms. At the same time, our processes are outdated. This makes work complex and employees feel overwhelmed.
Resor is the first disruption in performance management in 3 decades. We're solving the problems of traditional performance management in an intuitive, personalized, and elegant way. The solution is incredible in the way it addresses collaboration and interdependencies, which are the key to high performance in modern organizations. Delivered in the flow of work, it also reduces the time taken to document the feedback substantially. Let us show you how.
I am proud to introduce to you Conversations, a revolutionary chat-based performance management system. Resor is built as an extension of the Microsoft product suite and will soon be available in Teams as well. As a partner and customer of Resor, I can say that the platform is solving some very important real-life pain points.
Let me show you how it works. As you can see here, you can collaborate, update goals, and manage performance all from the single screen. We use @ to tag collaborators and hashtag to update goals. Our solution makes working agile and enhances engagement.
We aim to become the preferred partner for big tech firms like Workday, Oracle, SAP, and Microsoft, as well as consulting firms like PwC and Protiviti. We believe this gives us a strong foothold in the enterprise space, and while definitely not an immediate focus, it could also open up potential exit opportunities later on. Our current geographic focus is on the Middle East region, but we will soon expand into the North American market as well. We have intently listened to our users to define our product roadmap. We take pride in the configurability we offer that allows organizations to enable their performance philosophy rather than be guided by system limitations. Our TAM is 5.6 billion and SAM is 1.7. Our assumption is a gradual scaling up in order to maintain our high service standards, and we have assumed a price that is much lower than benchmarks, and it allows us to share some part of the proceeds with our partners, with business also expected to come in from other partners like PwC, Protiviti, and second tier or regional HRMS companies. We estimate that the SOM would be in the range of $110 million.
We have several paying customers now and have also built some great partnerships, especially with Microsoft and Oracle, and discussions are on the way with SAP too. On the consulting side, we have PwC and Protiviti as our preferred partners.
We have raised over $500,000 in our angel round and are now looking to raise another $3 million. Almost half of this will go towards business development and sales, while the rest will be spent on building out the product even better and putting in place the infrastructure that is required for us to scale. Our team, including our distinguished advisory board, brings in the right functional and leadership experience to supercharge our growth.
Yes, Visor, and we have Nishit on the call. Monica, I think you have a question. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, my question is, can you elaborate a little bit more about, you mentioned you're integrating this in Teams, like how does that look like in practice, the solution in such environment?
Great. So most of the conversation that people do in enterprises happens on things like Teams, and we are more aligned to the Microsoft's kind of suite. So that's why we chose Teams before Slack. Our system has this chat interface, which is built into the app on which people update their goals. The Teams integration allows them to do the same thing directly from Teams. So we're building a bot, which basically takes you through a Q&A process. So it just asks you questions, you give the answers to those questions, and your goals are updated, your check-ins are done. You don't need to go fill out boring forms. It's all in a conversation. So once you've signed in, you can do the entire thing from Teams. You don't even have to go back to the Visor app.
And are you adapting this to like cultural market fit, thinking about how different countries and companies are doing their performance management?
What we take pride is in the configurability. So we are not focused only on one method of doing performance management that suits one type of organization. Like a lot of our competitors are only OKR providers. We are not. We do OKRs, we do balance scorecards, we do MBOs. We've even done something called V2MUM, which is a Salesforce Mark Benioff model. So we are fully configurable in the sense we are probably the most configurable SaaS product out there. So we can adapt to whatever is the organizational philosophy rather than cater to them through whatever we have pre-built.
Sounds good, thanks.
There's a question
from Joey.
Okay,
Yeah,
there is a question on languages. Yes, we have 7 languages already.
Yeah, hi. Is this supposed to reduce the amount of work for HR, or it's supposed to eliminate the HR, the performance monitoring?
Okay, so from the HR point of view, the role that we see the HR function taking after implementing this is more in terms of governance and more in terms of oversight rather than pushing it like a policeman. I've been in HR 20 years and I've done that policing job most of my life, and that's not the right use of anyone's time. It also saves enormous time for the end user. So with conversations and automatic goal updates, we estimate that companies will save at least 50% of the time that they currently spend on performance management. And that 50% of the time is basically money spent, because there is a salary cost of the time being spent. And the time that we save would result in an ROI of about 4.1x. And that's at a conservative estimate that we have come up with.
Thanks a lot, Nishit. We have questions in chat. Please look into that. Now the next presentation is Optiways. They are optimizing routes using AI ML for major CPG and retailers in Israel. And here we go.
The tracking industry is a key part in the supply chain effort. However, the route planning effort for this industry is mostly managed manually and far from being optimized. While multiple solutions have managed to tackle last-mile deliveries, the first and middle mile of delivery remain too complex to support, which is why most organizations continue to manage them manually.
The route planning process is the most essential step during the supply chain, which affects directly on the number of vehicles to be used for the distribution process, and thus it affects directly on the whole process cost. However, when it comes to first and middle mile distribution processes, it becomes very complicated. A typical distribution process involves multiple depots, different customer types, diversified fleets, dozens of business rules, operational constraints, routing rules, and cost models, all of which needs to be optimized together. That is why we've developed Optiways, an AI-powered next-generation solution for optimizing supply chain routes, targeting first and middle mile distribution. Optiways offers its customers full automation of their route planning processes, direct cost reduction of up to 20%, in addition to manual labor cost reduction. Our optimization engine runs transparently in the background with no need to replace existing operational systems and no need for staff training. Current optimization solutions can support real-life complex distribution processes, and the result is that most organizations manage the route planning process manually. There are many solutions that offer route optimization. However, when it comes to first and middle mile distribution processes, these solutions can fulfill the demanding requirements, and the market is eager for suitable solutions. Optiways' unique computational approach utilizes multiple processing algorithms in parallel, as well as multiple distribution strategies, delivering the best performing strategy for each and every distribution workflow. To support the challenge of first and middle mile processes, we built an optimization platform from the ground up with an embedded business rule engine, workflow engine, and AI-powered prediction engine, which allows us to predict dynamic data such as traffic and drop time for each distribution point.
Our founding team assembled from experienced high-tech leaders that bring diverse expertise in business, product, technology, and customer success. We gather a diverse advisory board which brings from retail and logistics expertise. The current traction holds potential customer LTV of $3 million, and we keep accelerating and optimizing our sales effort. The go-to-market as well as the scale strategy based on partnerships with logistics software providers as well as logistics consulting companies. The addressable market is more than 500,000 potential customers worldwide, and the demand for supply chain optimization expected to keep growing. We charge $200 per truck per month, which leads to an average customer LTV of $1 million. The target customers are logistics service providers, store chains, and manufacturers. So far invested in the company around $1 million, the total income passed recently the $200,000, and we expect to pass the $30,000 MRR by end of this year. We offer an innovative solution for a blue ocean market with superior cost reduction results, and we wish to raise $3 million in order to expand globally.
Okay, we have Elad dialing from Israel to answer the questions. Aditya, please go ahead.
Hey guys, great presentation. Elad, a question is, there are a few big, big folks, a few big companies already out there, Google, Here Technologies, etc., that are trying to solve for this. How do you compete with them?
Well, everybody tries to solve this because this is a huge endless market and the challenge is there. But practically, when you check the market, you see that mostly these processes, the route planning processes for first and middle mile, are done manually. So it means this is a pure blue ocean, and it's all about actual execution, whether it works or not. This is the only way to see whether it's the right solution or not. And this is what we do. We see lots of opportunities, and it's all about execution.
Nice, thanks.
Any other question for Elad? Yep, Juan, please go ahead.
Yes, how you differentiate from your competitors?
Well, it's all about the bottom line, the technology. We took a different algorithmic approach to tackle this complicated, I will say, business, operational, and mathematical challenge, because it's different from any field service optimization or last mile optimization. This is different mathematical challenge. So we took a different algorithmic approach in terms of using multiple algorithms, optimizing of workflows, strategies. So it's a complete new approach, and it's all about the bottom line. It works, it beats human experts, it shows actual cost reduction results, comparing to other solution or mostly to manual processing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Elad. Next is Securely. Securely is a cybersecurity company started by founders with decades of experience in the cybersecurity space. And here we go.
This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problem, new dangers. 60 years ago, JFK has said that as he set us on a path to solve the mystery of space and put man on the moon. To solve today's ills and dangers of cyber resilience and risk management, we patented the cyber risk governance system to autonomously secure businesses through reinforcement learning from a blockchain data lake. To illustrate the challenges, controls as in risk controls. For compliance and risk officers, the term is a noun requiring an annual review. For technologists, the term is a verb requiring continuously checking and validation with the overwhelmingly variety of risk, such as human errors, attack volumes and vectors, and more. It seems like an impossible mission for most SME to manage hundreds of controls with the limited resources. And we are in the 5th generation of cybersecurity, and the goal has shifted to cyber risk management, which includes IT, cybersecurity, and GRC. But many companies continue to struggle with cybersecurity alone. Our cyber risk governance system combines the ABCD technology and expect to gain the long-tail effect of both solutions and services for the low-hanging fruit market, the SMEs, and forecast revenue of 80 million by 2027. The CRG system has 3 stages, and the first few months of stage 1 data visualization. We have gained 9 new channel partners, new logo like YWCA and Standard Chartered Bank, potential partners like StarHub, a telco in Singapore, Jetco, a partner for the 30+ bank in Hong Kong. Our system resolved with automations the dilemma of rising costs and limited skilled resources. The next stage is blockchain data lake for data democratization, hyper-automating the entire process with data science to deliver preventive intelligence and scalability. The CRG system has been validated with consultants, telcos, and insurance companies across various market segments. Yes, we learned from our experience of failures and setbacks, and now achieve the positive result on this slide. And we are poised to achieve the next milestone. Within 15 months of our blockchain data lake will be completed and will position us as the market leader among the competitions. Soon after, with the reinforcement learning of our system, we'll be ready to launch the franchise model to scale our multi-tenant environment and extend our lead in the market. We believe that the value is not technology alone, but in a holistic system of assurances that allow clients to identify and select services to increase their efficiency and maximize their ROI. As their trusted advisor, will bring new hope and peace along the journey to cyber resilience. The CRG streams of revenue can be replicated to include local expertise in any geographic market for expansions and globalizing the system. Our forecast number including direct sales, channels, and franchise partners. And what makes us unique is our team of average 25 years of experience in the technology sphere. And we have 17 years in managed security services for domestic and global companies. Additionally, our managed consultants and board of directors and advisors provide us with tremendous flexibility and depth with knowledge to tightly control costs while we're growing. Let's launch together.
Okay, we have Timothy from Hong Kong to answer the questions. Adriana, please go ahead.
Hi, as much as I like blockchain, every time I hear that, like, depending on what is the application you guys are using, if you guys are creating like a token in order to exchange information between, attack centers or anything, like, I just would like to know, like, what is the differentiator that you truly bring? It's not a time-wise, it's not good on timing to use blockchain for anything.
Okay, the reason why we are using blockchain is that we can foresee that regulations are coming from different regions or different countries that they will require data privacy and solvency. Because like countries in China, country like in United States or various other countries, they would tend to introduce regulations that require companies to maintain their data, cybersecurity data especially, to maintain within the territories. And that's why, in order to ensure that this is happening, we are using the blockchain technology to ensure that this is, because the token and the keys are held by our customer, not by us. We don't hold anything.
Okay, but like, if the data lake stays in the country, unless you guys are operating from another country, but anyway, yeah, I gonna send an email with better questions.
Yeah,
fantastic. Monica, I think you have a question.
Yes, absolutely. So can you elaborate what's behind the scenes? What's in your blockchain development team? Where are you based?
We are based in Hong Kong, and we do have a development team in the United States, in Silicon Valley. This is because of the background of our founder and CEO, Stanley, who is also living in San Francisco actually, and he has a whole development team in Silicon Valley. And yeah, does that answer your question?
How big is the team? Developer team?
I don't know exactly on blockchain, but the whole development team consists of like 10, 15 people.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, specifically on blockchain, I have no idea yet.
Jack, I know you have a question, but we'll have to move on to the next presentation. Please ask question in chat. Next is Anilog, and they are working with some major IT companies and system integrators to transform the edge company.
Moshe Shadmon, and I'm the founder and CEO of Anilog. Anilog is a platform to manage IoT data at the edge. The platform is operational with first customers and POCs with some of the largest IT companies. The edge is the physical world outside the cloud where IoT data is generated from billions of devices. Every industry is leveraging IoT data. However, the edge is a very complex environment, and in order to extract insight from the data, companies are forced to move their data from the edge to the cloud. Let's see how IoT data is managed today. Data is generated from devices and is pushed to nodes at the edge near the devices. These nodes do not have a lot of compute power, and therefore from there, the data is pushed to another group of nodes called fog nodes. From the fog, the data is pushed to the cloud, where it is organized such that it can service the applications. Pushing the data from the edge to the cloud is not a scalable approach. It does not provide real-time insight and is very expensive. The software deployed at the edge is proprietary. The reason is that there are no standards at the edge. Companies need to figure out an approach and build a solution. Once a solution is available, it needs to be deployed and managed in thousands of nodes, a task that requires significant resources. And once the data is at the cloud, real-time is lost, so is the ownership of the data, and managing large volumes of data in the cloud is very expensive. Let's look at Anilog. Devices generate data, but rather than proprietary software on the edge, Anylog is deployed on the edge nodes that receive the data, and that is it. Using Anylog, the edge is transformed to a virtual cloud that provides the data to the applications in real time without a single line of code. The business model is subscription-based software with a list price per node and going down with volume. Distribution is done through partners that integrate Anylog to their edge solution. Every company that builds an edge solution and sees our demos is interested to integrate with Anylog. Currently, 5 companies completed integration and others are in the process. We're in POCs with some of the largest IT providers, and the Linux Foundation approached us to make Anylog part of the Linux distribution. That would make Anylog the backbone of many of the IoT deployments. We're raising 2 to 3 million to transform our POCs to paying customers and support the open source distribution with the Linux Foundation. The management team is very experienced. My background is a founder and CEO of multiple companies building products in the area of big data. And the VP of Engineering, Claude Amou, was the founder of networking companies and prior to Anylog, led a very large team in VMware. Please contact us for any additional information. Thank you very much.
This was Anylog, and I know you may have a lot of questions, but unfortunately, Moshe could not join to answer the questions. And obviously, I won't be taking the questions. So we'll move on to the next presentation, Culture Shift. Ted Hopkins, based in China, he loves bringing celebrity products from US to Asia. And here we go.
Social commerce has transformed the way we shop and learn about new products. Shoppers across Asia and China want to buy brands owned by international influencers. Shoppers in Asia and China also want to buy the hottest trending niche brands from other international markets. Brands today, especially influencer-owned brands, have achieved their popularity through their personal social media channels and direct selling to fans. And every month, we hear about an influencer launching or promoting a new brand. As of February 2022, Kim Kardashian's Skims is valued at $3.2 billion. That's higher than her corporate rival Spanx. But these brands have a hard time accessing shoppers and fans in Asia and China. The media and retail ecosystems are different, there's no effective way to test and learn, and the cost of setting up businesses here are high. We are Culture Shift. Culture Shift is a cross-border sales channel that allows brands to test and sell their products in new markets. Young shoppers in Asia are on top of the hottest trends in fashion and entertainment, but they're often the last market to receive new products. Brands are missing out on billions of dollars in revenue when they launch their products in Asia after launching in other international markets. The cost of market entry will only increase in Asia. So, how do we make market entry cheaper and easier for influencer and niche brands? We start by signing an exclusive media and distribution agreement with the influencer or niche brand. Free content from influencers guarantees traffic to the sales channel. Our strategic partnership with major sales platforms guarantees a full calendar of premier positioning during sales events and additional free traffic for the Culture Shift store. We're first to market with a small quantity of the hot new product during a major promotion on the Culture Shift storefront. After a successful test, we carry the brand through the rest of the market entry process. Culture Shift is a unique market entry partner. We don't advise from the sidelines. We operate as an outsourced executive team and lead brands to a full in-market presence. Each member of our leadership team has been launching and promoting brands in Asia for over 15 years. My name is Ted Hopkins. I launched the strategic partnerships between Walmart, JD.com, and Tencent. I've taken 4 major companies, including 2 Fortune 500s, from 0 to 1 in China. Co-founder John Steer has launched numerous brands throughout the APAC region. He's also a serial entrepreneur with 3 successful exits under his belt. Our platform partnership with JD.com gives us premium positioning during the biggest sales events in the world. Shopify is helping Culture Shift source new brands from their catalog of 1 million shops. Our general partners also grant us access to the biggest influencers in the world and support scaling across Asia Pacific. And we're excited to share that we're launching our first several brands right now. First up is the world's #1 pop singer, Billie Eilish. Her concert tours Asia this summer and fall. Billy just launched her own perfume, currently the #1 selling perfume in the US, with forecasted global sales of $100 million in 2022. Hers will be the first product we launch on the JD.com Culture Shift storefront with the support of our partners. Billy will receive premium positioning during the upcoming August sales event on JD.com. Next up is the original influencer, Paris Hilton. She started it all, and she's the reason that we take selfies today. Her apparel line has just launched in the US, and she is selling across the country. Paris will have her own live stream on JD.com, her first live stream in China. This is just the beginning. We have lots of other amazing influencers and niche brands in our pipeline. Our vision is to consolidate fans from storefronts across Asia into our own app, the Culture Shift Marketplace, your destination for the trendiest influencers and niche brands in Asia. We will also incorporate NFTs into our product pipeline. Our NFTs are not only fun and collectible, but they guarantee product authenticity, critical for fans of these brands. We are asking for $2 million. Your investment will go to selling, technology, and a steady stream of the hottest products in the world. We would love for you to join us on our journey to connect influencer and niche brands to their fans in Asia. Thank you.
Okay, Monica, please unmute yourself for question.
Yes, I wanted to ask about NFTs. So you said like it can be collectible and unique, but then at the same time, will you be producing some single pieces, or how will that work?
You mean the higher value individual NFTs, or?
Exactly.
Well, we can do both, but I believe in form follows function. So first and foremost, the NFT provides a utility for the shopper, that being authenticity. So my philosophy on NFTs in the retail space is they're the new product packaging. We're able to take a product that has a standardized look and feel, but then develop a unique NFT to create a limited edition of that product. But to your question, we can layer on other opportunities. We can do a one-off, very special limited edition with a shout out from Billy to the shopper, and charge whatever we can charge for something like that.
So your main business model is charging the stars that should enter the market?
Not charging the stars. It's an added value. An NFT that is unique and associated with the product is an added value to the customer. So it's a collectible for the shopper on top of the product itself, and it also serves the purpose of authenticating the product through the blockchain.
All right.
Let's take the next question from Adriana, but you will also see a poll on your screen. Please click on the startup that you want to do a deep dive with. Adriana, and then Wei Huang.
No, you can skip my question. It was more related to the NFT play, and I do think if you also drop your own NFT, I don't think you need to raise 2 million, but like we can take this talk prior to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. Wei Huang. Please ask question. Wei. Okay, I think something is not right on our side. Any other question for Culture Shift?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead, Wei.
Yeah, I'm Wei Huang from Hold Financial Holding Group. It's now located in Shanghai, but US-related company. My next question, seems your market is focused on mainland China because of popularity. A lot of fans from China. But my question is how to access to the mainland China. You know that some regulations that's not easy for you to connect your target audience or your users. That's the policy. And I just wonder how do you can to reach your targeted market?
I 100% understand your question. That's actually the reason why the opportunity for this business exists. It's the gap between the media and retail ecosystems in China and the rest of the world. So not only are we able to onboard the brand, the celebrities' retail brand into retail platforms in the market, but we can also advise or directly manage their social media in the market. So, for example, a young artist named Troye Sivan toured China about 2 years ago, and I was responsible for launching him on Douyin. We acquired 2 million followers organically during the first 7 days, or during his tour, which lasted for 7 days throughout the market. So we can stand up. We're able to connect the celebrity direct to their fans in China and then activate their own social media ecosystem in the market and point that, of course, to retail.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ted, for answering the question. Is there any other questions from Lee? Okay, if you have more questions, please feel free to use the chat section. But now I would love to bring on jury members and get their feedback on the startup. So if there is any particular startup that stood out for you, please unmute yourself and feel free to talk about it. I see Monica on screen. Monica, do you want to start first?
Should I say my top three at this point, or?
Yeah, top two, top three that stood out for you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, if going in the right order, I liked Velotix solution. I think definitely there is an issue that needs to be solved, and by the sound of it, they're on the right track. And then the next one I liked was WeSoar, because it was very, I mean, working with big tech corporates, they really need to improve this process, and it sounded something like that would ease in everyone's lives, to be honest. So definitely a huge potential there. And lastly, culture shift. I think that's definitely a booming market, especially when it comes to marketing influencers from elsewhere to Asian markets. So that's my top three.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Monica, for your feedback. Aditya, do you want to go next?
Sure. Instead of marking the top three, I'd rather like to say I'm very impressed with the level of startups in this cohort. Congratulations to EthAum and the team at EthAum for curating this group. And congratulations to all the startups. I love that almost everyone in this group is really trying to solve the hard B2B problems with real technologies. It's amazing to see, and it's one of the reasons we like being in this ecosystem as well. So congrats.
Thanks a lot, Aditya. Really appreciate your kind words. Juan, do you want to go next?
Yes, I would say the three startups, because of their maybe the maturity on the innovation, the solutions they provide. AnyLog, Securely, and Ipseity, I will say.
Interesting. Thanks a lot. Adriana, your feedback?
Yeah.
Adriana? Okay, probably there's some network issue on her side. Let's see who wants to go next. Abhishek?
Thank you for having me, and it was very interesting. I think all the pitches were quite impressive, and obviously I come from an enterprise innovation world, so a lot of it on the core tech, deep tech side as well. And much like Aditya, I don't think I want to call out one or two. Let me spend more time, and then you'll have some input from me, saying these are a couple of conversations I'd like to jump in.
Fantastic. Thanks, Abhishek. Gilami, I think you have a comment.
Yes, I very much like Velotix. I like the way they were solving that governance problem. Other than that, I really was very curious towards Arrow Entertainment because we're currently helping a blockchain NFT related startup on this side. And was just curious about the mechanics, but I love the angle that they have, and just would caution them to be very, very, to keep their eye on scalability.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. Adriana?
Sorry, I think I lost the entire connection and came back. No, I appreciate the level of all the startups here, and I do have some ones that, how can I say, I understood it more, like, and I think I can help. Because of, like, you know, the sustainability. I also see potential need on, like, IoT, right? That culture should bring me.
Adriana, I'm not sure if it is my network or your network. Okay. Jack, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I think please, you'll have to go ahead next. Go ahead, Jack.
No problem. Yeah, I won't single out any companies at the moment. I think it's been a great selection of different companies. I like the different sectors that they focus on. Of course, we saw quite a lot of data analysis, data protection, and data security, but quite a few extra sort of outliers that I think are quite interesting. I'm quite keen to have a chat with each one of them a bit further to see, have a bit of a deeper dive into what they're doing and what they're raising, etc. And what their global expansion ideas are, and how it sort of fits into this current round.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Jack. Jane?
Yeah, I think all the decks today, all the pitches today were very interesting. I particularly interested in Faradai's, Simplr, and Optiways. And although Anilog is not in our investment thesis, I'm very impressed with the technology and the problem they're trying to solve.
Thanks a lot, Jane. Who else? Mandeep. I think you didn't get a chance. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I've actually been in touch with a few of them. We saw for the corporate problem it is trying to solve. Optiways for the ambitious logistics issue that it is trying to solve, and Faradai for the sustainability dashboards that it's trying to provide. I think these are real issues that need to be solved. So good luck to these companies and to everybody else.
Okay, fantastic, Mandeep. Anybody else? Any other comment on the startups? Any feedback, good or bad?
Yeah, I'd like to give some feedback since we work a lot with pitching events, and general feedback would be improving your pitches. Definitely storytelling should be the thing, what you are solving, because half of the pitches can definitely be improved on that edge. Then again, seeing live people is always nicer than seeing just, flashy screens and some background changes, even though I liked the quality of it, but definitely some more personal touch to it should be added to convince the jury that there's actually real people behind it. And in general, actually, if you feel like you need some advices when it comes to innovation management, scaling globally, and defining business models, we at OpenHack are happy to help you out with that. So feel free to reach out.
Thanks a lot, Monica. Really appreciate it. And these were all the presentations, 12 startups that we presented today. I really, really appreciate time of the audience, time of the jury members and their feedback. Jury members, please don't forget to score startups using the Google form that you have. And I hope that we can reconnect again. We can, connect to really figure out how we can help startups growing in different geographies, how we can help these startups growing their next fund whenever they are raising in the future or now. or how we can help them with the go-to-market strategies or fine-tuning ICP and things of that nature, right? But again, really appreciate your time today. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. And obviously, we will have our next batch coming in July. So I'd love to reconnect with you soon so that we can look into the new batch and figure out the partnership opportunities for the new batch. Again, thanks everybody. Really appreciate your time and talk to you soon. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jen. I so much. Party sign. I like that. Thanks, Ray.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Let's stay in touch. Let's keep talking. Bye.
Yeah, a great event.
Bye.